Welcome back to Tårnby, Denmark. We're here for the VoIP Defender World Junior Curling Championships 2016. We will bring you live coverage from the Kastrup Curling Hall for this evening's draw. My name's Sander Ulvåg and I'm joined by our joyous Alison Kowiasek. Good evening.
Good evening, Sander.
For tonight's game, we will see Russia again, this time matched up against Turkey. Russia with everything to play for as they're still in the running for a playoff spot. Turkey with their debut this week, impressing everyone so far with 2 solid wins. Turkey very much with a chance to keep their spot in the World Juniors and will give it their all today to secure another victory. Before we get underway with our 8th women's draw, we'll see how the teams have done so far. We'll see Canada already qualified with 7 wins. So is Korea with their 6 wins and 1 loss record. USA should have a good shot this year at 5 wins after 7 games. Hungary sits at 4-3, while Russia will share their 3-4 record alongside Switzerland and Sweden. Scotland way down there with 2 wins, 5 losses. Turkey the same, and while the young squad of Japan still winless in this year's competition. Russia's lineup for today: at lead we'll have Yekaterina Kuzmina, at second Maria Komarova, at third player Maria Baksheva, and the team is skipped by Uliana Vasilyeva. Alternate player Yevgenia Demkina and team coach Irina Kolesnikova.
For the Turkish team, at lead and throwing the first 3 rocks, we have Berivan Polat. At third, throwing the second set of 3, we have Semia Konokshever. The skip is Dilshat Seldes. The alternate is Merivan Polat, and the coach being Fatih Agduman.
There you see the Turkish and Russian flag just hanging above our ice here in the Kastrup Curling Hall. All teams out there doing their practice slides. We're pretty much coming down to the wire here and the round-robin stages. 2 games to go. The women will play 1 more game tomorrow, as we just saw the stone colors there. Russia will throw the red stones, Turkey the yellow, and Russia will have the last stone advantage. Although it does seem like Russia is starting, so maybe Turkey with the last stone advantage there. We might have been misinformed.
Yeah.
Anyway, our future game off with a center guard here. I didn't see the call, but I would assume that... there we go. Turkey with a hammer. I would assume Russia were looking to draw that top 4. We did see them in our previous game when we featured Russia, that they did elect to play a very open game, drawing into the house, playing lots of hits. We had tons of blank ends against Scotland. Now, we haven't been able to see Turkey on our broadcast yet this week. But what we can tell you is we're down to 3 players for Turkey. Unfortunately, they'll have 1 player home sick, and I believe they didn't bring an alternate player, so no backup in place. 2 guards already here in the first end. That draw just coming up a bit short. And we'll see Russian lead Yekaterina Kuzmina with the in-turn draw. Would you agree that we might see Russia play the defensive game again, or do you think they're going to get some more stones in play, playing a Turkish team today?
I would have bet that they were going to have another defensive game. When we had an interview with the Russian skip the other day, she said that they quite enjoyed playing the defensive game. They were a little unsuccessful with throwing a lot of rocks in play in previous games, giving up quite a big few ends. So they thought, oh, perhaps the defensive game was a little bit more something that they were going to roll with for the rest of the competition.
Berivan Polat But the out turn here, certainly not getting an open end here. Already 3 guards in play with Russia coming up short on that second draw attempt as well. This draw from Polat just slipping to the back 12. And Juliana Vasilieva calling for the out turn draw as well. This time from Maria Komarova, playing second for Russia. Just to explain how Turkey's lineup will work today. You are allowed to play with 3 players, of course. Only a change is that the 2 first players will have to throw 3 rocks each, and your skip will throw the 2 last ones as normal. That's how you have to play it out. What kind of disadvantage does Turkey have only with 3 players on the ice today?
Well, definitely not having that second brusher out with you. As one of the brushers out there, you're having to sweep for 2 people. So really trying to give it your all each and every shot. And I'll tell you, by the end of the game, it really, really tires you out. So I can only imagine how exhausted these girls must be.
It is also is it also a mental thing not to have your 4th teammate present?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't have that other person to communicate with, or perhaps if you're having a rough game, having that extra set of eyes to help you out. It definitely is a big disadvantage.
Yeah, I have had to play with 3 sometimes up through the years myself. That is a bit tougher.
Yeah, you really want to give it your 110% every single rock that you're sweeping, because it's only you helping out there.
Of course, if Turkey wants to, the thrower is allowed to sprint after the stone and help out sweeping, or even the skip can come out and help out with the sweeping. But surely one thing you don't want to be focusing on while throwing your rock is that you have to come up and sweep. But we do see it in mixed doubles play. Players doing it fairly well. But if you're not used to doing it, it could be more of a distraction than anything. As we see Turkey trying to open up the front a little bit here.
I am a little bit surprised to see the Russian girls playing actually a lot more offensive than we saw the other day. One of our mottos was never play to your opponents, play your own game, and I believe that they are changing it because of the team that they are playing. What do you think?
Well, they also did get a very poor start with 2 short draws there, and maybe they're just thinking it's too late to keep it open and then switching gears. But well, we'll see how this end turns out, and how Russia will employ their tactics for the next 9 ends. This one just pulling up a little bit short. So with that draw pulling up short, we have Semiha Konoksever on the end turn. Just slipping a little bit deep, perhaps.
burying it around, overburying. So definitely hides behind cover.
I thought maybe Russia had a chance to come around and freeze that hill.
I would have thought so as well.
This is maybe the more defensive gear we've been seeing from Russia. Just not wanting to play around the guard there. So trying to run back instead. Just going to run it past everything, leaving that yellow stone counting. And Turkey will have a nice chance to draw in till I2. Now we have been on this sheet a number of times on our broadcast. We have seen that it is a bit slanted. It will curl a lot coming this way from our camera and towards the other sheets. So it shouldn't be a problem here for Turkey to maybe even come halfway around. And you will see Knoxever run up and help out. 2 sweepers for this draw here. How far can they get it? A little bit short for weight. See how open that yellow stone is. I think they can see a piece of it. That's the only problem is those 2 stones in the back. Might not be so easy to remove the yellow without catching on either rock in the back 12 foot.
Yeah, they've got to be a little bit careful here. Russia has played on this sheet before, but it was the very first draw. So, bit of a break since the last time, which was Sunday when we first started. So,
I think at least this sheet, which we have seen many times, has stayed fairly consistent. Can't really say it's changed a whole lot. We're seeing the same characteristics over and over again. So we're down to skip rocks for Russia, Juliana Vasilieva. Oh boy, that's a ton of rotation. I believe this one might have picked up some debris.
wow.
So basically, well, it doesn't take much for a stone to go off course. Vasilieva probably feeling something underneath the stone, dragging it. So putting on some extra rotation to try and shake it off. It could be anything from a tiny pebble to even just a piece of hair, really.
Well, despite how she threw it and what happened, it was really close to making that freeze.
Yeah, just needed to curl just a touch more. And with that rotation, of course, it tends to curl a bit less. What you will generally see is it will go fairly straight and then curl a lot at the very end, but usually a bit less altogether. The more rotation you play, it's all about friction. I see the stone will sort of just spin on the ice, not really grabbing onto the pebble. And I think we even see a line there in the ice in the forefoot. There's a long scratch.
Yeah, I can see that too.
So looking for a little hit and roll on this red stone. Does punch that red stone back, but doesn't quite get that roll. Perhaps a double for Vasilieva.
I do believe she can see the entire rock.
Well, there we see it. See that little white stripe in the forefoot. No wonder she had to shake it loose. Didn't quite get a perfect look at the angles here, but I wonder what that back heel is going to do.
This looks tight. Ooh.
It does make the double and will roll to sit at least 2.
Just squeaks it by that top guard, though. Great shot.
So just left a draw here for Turkey.
55.
So skip for Turkey. Dilshot Yildiz. In turn draw, 1 sweeper. Needs to find the 8-foot to score 1. This might even look a little tight for line. Working as hard as she can here to get it past the top one. And have they overswept it now for weight? I don't think so. It's going to settle down. Fully buried behind the guard. Surely not necessary, but good enough for 1 there. Turkey will lead the game 1-0 after 1 end of play.
Great pressure draw by Dilshot.
Yeah, definitely not. You don't have to play it too cute with a guard when you're just drawing for 1.
No, but great weight, great brushing. That was a good team shot.
Az önce atmıştık ya zaten Batı'na. Hızını ayarla.
So, off again here from the second end, playing home. Towards the clubhouse, towards the cafeteria, where spectators will be sitting enjoying some good curling, some good beverages, maybe even a piece of cherry pie.
Pardon.
And it's been packed all week with spectators. You can't really see them, but they're in behind the glass there. And there's been fairly packed. Lots of family, friends, and other relatives making their way to Tårnby, Denmark, just outside Copenhagen. So quite the easy place to fly to, Copenhagen, or Kastrup Airport being quite the hub. And of course, only a few minutes away from the airport.
You can hear and see the planes taking off right outside. Very nice draw around.
Nişan 62. Altında bir şey var onun. Kontrollü git. Yap. Bas. Bırakma yap. Devam. Bas.
Ooh. Just ticks it, but the weight was going to be a little bit much on that, so even if she had just got by, she probably would have hit her rock into the open, so probably not too bad of a result.
Камень валит. А, хорошо. Борт, да? Дай линия, дай! Дай линия! До конца,
So they're going to work hard at this, try and get it by, and it won't.
I'll still see that scratch in the forefoot, from Vasilyeva's first stone in that first end. Shouldn't affect the ice, though.
8-9. Wow. Hişan 68. Erken basmış olabilirim. Yep. Bas. Yep. Oh. Bas dibine yap.
Again, we're seeing shots over curling on this side of the sheet. And pulling up a bit short. Effectively, 2 center guards in play, and Russia with a chance to hit that yellow stone back 4 and sit 2.
And a great roll there. Great shot by Semya.
Okay, still see a whole piece of it. Should curl enough here to maybe come after it with maybe just a soft hack. They're just playing back ring though. Could also just freeze it if they wanted to.
This looks pretty good. Great shot.
Чуть-чуть не конец.
Probably wouldn't have minded sitting a little bit higher though if Turkey was to come down and freeze to the one on the button, then they would be lying shot, and it's going to take Russia a little bit to be able to get that one out. Hard to say who's lying shot here, but we might just see a bit of a corner freeze on this.
Немного. Много, мне кажется. Поднять.
Looking a little hot.
Красный толкнем. Свой сторону.
Does not make contact with that yellow shot stone.
Making sure to sweep that shooter so that it's not lying high of the one that's now in the back forefoot, leaving Turkey an easy double. So it will roll flat, if not maybe a hair behind.
What you're seeing here is a very good example why you like to put the corner guards in play when you have last stone. So look at the house now. It's there's not a lot of real estate for Turkey to put another shot stone in there and score more than one. And even if you wanted to come in there and lie to, you'd pretty much group your stones together.
8.
Of course, that would only be that would only make sense if Turkey had hammer. And all this excitement, Alison, it's easy to get a little confused. Turkey will corner freeze the stone top 12 here. I think they're pretty close to making it, just bouncing off. That's not what they wanted. Russia now with a chance to play the little run and try and pick that shot stone out. There's a chance that top yellow might jam on that red on the left-hand side, though.
But by doing this, they would get, if they were able to stick their shooter up at the top, they would gain control over the top of the house, which wouldn't be totally horrible. But definitely by clogging up the center, it does limit them to try and get, well, in this case, trying to get 1 point right now.
Маш, ошибка так. Если что так. Я думаю, нормальная шутка.
It's a very nice shot by Baksheva. It's very hard to avoid that jam on the back red.
I think she did all she could there. That was a great shot.
Does pick that shot stone out. Keeps the shooter top 12. Very much in control of the forefoot with that red stone up front.
Değerinde tep yapalım diye. Neyse drop'a girelim, olmadı zaten önde kalır. Yani şöyle çaprazında bir yerde kalsa bile.
We're looking at playing that run double, but that yellow stone in the very back there, very much in the way. If you ever catch it too high, you might just jam the red and end up only removing one of your own yellow stones. So rather try and draw around here. Try and get in between the top, well, the red stone top 12 and the shot stone. Definitely enough curl here to make the shot.
Çizgisi güzel. 6. Kontrollü gel Berivan. O dönsün. Hızı nasıl? Dönsün. Dönen tarafı.
Now just sweeper switching sides here. Perhaps get some extra curl, some extra finish, but just a little bit heavy on the draw. Stopping back 4. Still a pretty good attempt there, though.
Yeah, it was really close.
Güzel.
That's going to at least force Russia to come after with a draw themselves.
Хорошо, Катя? На самом деле не очень. Средняя. Давай еще пошире. У нас +1? Приз ведем или до? До. Катя средний, да?
Катя не очень, Катя, так. Он валит, из-за этого слабеет.
Добавила.
И немного.
Свип. 8 до, 4 до.
Маша!
Маша! Маша!
Очень много, девочки.
О! О!
8-10 до.
Да-да-да!
Да-да-да-да-да!
Да-да-да!
Да-да-да!
This one with pretty good line, just pulling up a tiny bit short. Turkey already eyeing up this end of their own Yellowstone on the wing tee line.
Şuradan. İç geleceksin.
And I think if Turkey doesn't play this, I'm sure Russia will on their last stone. So
Çok sert vurmasın, onu da çıkarmıyorsun.
might take away one of Russia's options,
İnce vurdurma.
as well as put another Yellowstone into the forfeit. Pretty tough shot here, though. We'll see the two red stones now, top 12 just on a slight stagger. I think it's still enough for Russia to at least use that first stone throw by Juliana, a little bit depending on where this Yellowstone ends up.
Yap! Yap! Yap! Yap! Bas!
And this one's starting to swing early. Well, here we go.
Wow.
Wowie. That is a cracking shot.
Great shot.
Nice little double and roll to sit on top.
Wow.
That is very good.
Just
Well,
around the horn. Gets up there for shot stone. Fantastic shot.
well, I'm not sure if they're completely out of trouble yet. There's I think Russia might have this slash run.
Silla.
And if they catch it perfectly with enough weight, I'd say Russia could probably score 4. Oh, well, depending on that back yellow. Didn't quite see that. That's well put there. Let's see. And I might just jam there.
Yeah.
Might just be for 2 then.
I think so.
I don't think they have much else though, Alison.
I completely agree with you. I think they have the slash or, well, if they were looking at throwing a cute throw, some sort of back 4 tap, but I think you might as well just go for it.
Yeah, you could play this with just a back ring weight and try and tap it up. But I think throw it hard enough here. That red stone back 4 should jam and sit there. It should be a score of 2.
Being only the second end as well, giving up 1 point here. It's not the end of the world. Down by 2, just forget about it and go on to the next end. Get your deuce back.
I'd say this run might be even easier than playing the straight tap. Last stone, second end. Juliana Vasilyeva looking for the big shot to score 2. Pretty close. There we go.
Great shot.
That's amazing execution. Called it, made it. Scores 2.
Perfect.
Сколько? 2? 2. It's a red. какую-то опять говновозку устроили. Надо было, может, скрывать это.
Well, that was quite the shot, Alison. Score of 2 for Russia. That was actually 2 amazing shots back to back by the skips.
I was going to say, it was both skips that made real winners there to save their teams. Fantastic shots. Do a quick update on the other sheets that we have going on here at the Tårnby Curling Club. We have on sheet B, we have a matchup between Canada and Japan. Canada is up 2-0 in the third end without hammer now. On sheet C, we have a matchup between Switzerland and Scotland. Switzerland is up 5-0 on Scotland, taking a 3 in the first end, then stealing 2 in the second. On sheet D, we have Korea versus the United States. The United States taking 3 in the first end, Korea taking a deuce back, and they are playing the third end at the moment, the United States being up 1 with hammer. And on sheet E, we have Hungary versus Sweden. Sweden taking a 3-pointer in the second end, so they will lead 3-0.
Thank you very much, Alison.
You're welcome.
If we're just tuning in here, we're at the VoIP Defender World Junior Curling Championships 2016. A under 21 competition. Lead for Turkey here. Berivan Polat, only 16 years old, born in 1999. When same year the comedy American Pie came out, the first one. Certainly makes me feel old. That was my point there. We remember that one quite clearly. Turkey also a very young curling nation. We talked about some of the other federations being established in the early 90s. The Turkish Curling Association, actually not a member of the World Curling Federation until, well, before 2009. So
very recent.
Yeah, very much to do with them hosting the Winter University Games in 2011. There's room, of course, on East Turkey, a city with some amazing sport facilities, some of the best in all of Turkey, where curling was on the program for what is also known as the Student Olympics. Also hosted the World Mixed Doubles in 2012. The Milli Piango Curling Arena in Erzurum, opened in 2010, has 5 curling sheets and seats 1,000.
Wow.
And that's they have curling ice there all year round, more or less.
That's fantastic.
It's a very nice place, actually, Erzurum. A lot of nice food. And when we were there for the mixed doubles, it's quite warm as well, actually.
That has been quite nice here as well.
Yeah,
Enjoying.
The sun's just been popping out the last few days.
Yep.
I'm sure the players enjoying a little walk downtown Copenhagen when you got the draw off. Especially those days you only play one game. Is there anything When you used to play with Rachel Holman, when you played these competitions, what would you do when you had some time off during competition?
Definitely, we were a big fan of going and doing some sightseeing, take advantage of the surroundings, be able to walk around the town, grab some fresh air, go to some nice restaurants, but ultimately also making sure that you're resting up in between games because it is your main focus for coming here. It's still fantastic to be able to travel around and do some stuff, but definitely keeping in mind your main goal for the week and the purpose of you being here. But I do believe a lot of the teams, since they came before the event started, were able to do a lot of touring around and seeing downtown Copenhagen before the event started. And a lot of them said it was a beautiful experience. They had a great time.
I'd usually like to do that after the competition, actually.
Well,
maybe not everyone having that chance.
I was gonna say, I think a lot of these curlers are students, so probably having to go back to school.
They got lives and responsibility.
Yeah,
unlike
you didn't have that. Why am I not surprised?
So this is more a type of end we've seen Russia play, especially in that previous broadcasted game against Scotland. Just about the first half of the game were blank ends. And then we saw it really open up at the very end of the game. This one will just nibble the rings. This one just going to roll a bit to the wing. Leaves a corner guard though.
Russia looks like they're going to ignore it and draw towards the middle.
Yeah, we're down to skip stones now. I think Turkey's going to have to work quite hard to get that roll in behind that yellow guard. But I think you could have also just played the peel.
I think either option is good.
If anything, you might want to put this one a little bit on the opposite side of the sheet from the guard, and maybe even just a little bit back in the house. Don't want to leave this one too high. You'll give Turkey a chance to actually make that hit and roll. This one will, with some sweeping, find its way to top the 8. So I think that leaves a chance for Turkey to make that roll.
Yeah, that definitely needed to be further back.
Could have also taken a lot less ice and put that one maybe another couple of feet to the right as we see it. Just made that roll a lot longer.
Dilshat Yides throwing 94% so far, and I think from what we saw last end, we can definitely verify that. Doesn't make the full hit and roll, but does stick her shooter, so Russia will also have the opportunity to try and get the roll here, though. See if they can force Turkey to 1 point this end.
2-0. Чуть-чуть поменьше. О, поднять.
The last one for Russia. And skipper Vasilyeva does run a bit straighter coming this way. And I do think she'll roll all the way out. I'm not even sure if that yellow one's going to go all the way through, just enough. A bit of a scare for the Russians there.
Wow, just makes it.
Oh, we.
Я так широко сделала?
Плюсанула сильно. Толкнулась просто чуть-чуть.
And
И
Turkey, rather, will not have to really play their shot. Just needs to throw this one through. Nice opportunity to maybe throw a line that you don't know. You know, make everything, or make something out of every shot. So put the broom in a spot you haven't thrown very much and see how much it curls.
Yeah, more often than not, you'll see teams just throw it to the sideboards, and I think it's a waste of a shot. You just like you said, you have the opportunity to see a line of maybe something that you're a little bit unsure of, and use it to your advantage.
So after 3 ends of play, Russia
bilemedim ama.
the 2-point score, Turkey at 1.
Peki atmak kaçırmadı az kalsın. Güzel değil mi? Vuruyoruz tamam atarlarsa. Gayet atarlarsa arkasına.
You think Turkey would be interested in
Sesini ben de duydum.
keeping it simple, throwing the hits, considering they only have that one sweeper, and might be easier just playing the hit game rather than drawing?
That would be my guess. I can imagine there's only so much steam the girls have. They did have a 2-game day today, so a little bit of a break in the afternoon, but like we said before, it definitely does take a lot out of you, only being the one sweeper out there. In order to conserve energy, I wouldn't be surprised if they had a more defensive approach and wanted to keep things a little bit simple for their games.
I remember I played a competition once, and our lead had a bad shoulder, so he couldn't sweep, so he was just sliding next to me and telling me to sweep. So I had the thrower, the skip, and the other sweeper all screaming at me to sweep. It was a very fun weekend.
Well, did it make you sweep harder?
Yeah, because obviously I got upset and angry, so I used that anger.
Uh-huh.
It was quite frustrating.
Валит камень.
Да, чуть побольше.
Тебя
No
валит.
cheerleader for Turkey today, though. You have seen that a little bit this season with the one sweeper technique, where one person will be sweeping, the other one just kind of cheering on.
Контроль.
Yeah,
Контроль.
as soon as we just finished talking about this, well, I was thinking, well, the kind of thing actually happens on a regular basis now. You've got the one sweeper, and the other one, a lot of teams have just been using them as a cheerleader to push the person to sweep harder, but I think you could use that extra set of eyes to communicate with the skip, or perhaps talk a little bit of weight instead of just being the cheerleader and asking them to.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
Oh. Bas.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what we would do is we had one guy very focused on sweeping, and then the other person just calling weight and looking up a little more, trying to make sure
Да.
of communication. So
Yeah, I think that's a
our
great
skipper
idea.
was saying something, would be a little more alert for those messages, and of course then passing them on to the guy sweeping.
Yeah, I think that's really important.
Это пил, Маш. Так нормально.
Still playing the hitting game here, and as mentioned, I don't think Turkey will mind just throwing
72 nişan.
some stones down the ice here, just running through them, making this a shorter game, getting some blanks on the boards, and then saving some energy, and put that energy into the last 3-4 ends.
Пока 8 до.
Добавилось 4. Внимательно, Катя, я добавила.
6 до. 6 до.
4 до.
Легче.
Воу.
Силай. Не, сейчас
Это за. Воу. 3. Воу. Yep. Воу.
She will make the hit, but rolls out. Giving Russia the opportunity once more to grab a hold of their draw weight.
Легко.
Мне кажется, сам Маша.
Пока
Поднять.
6-4. Очень
Поднять.
легко. Очень легко.
Маша. Поднять.
4 фута.
Это
4
за
фута.
тип. Нет, по-моему,
За
конец
тип.
дом
4 за.
вылет.
4-6 за.
Он сам за.
4-6 за. 6 за, 8 за.
This looks quite heavy. Will hang on back of the rings, but sweepers didn't like that right from the start.
Hızlı. Hayır, hızlı. Hızlı. Semih açıyorsun. Çok sert.
And
Az
another
yavaş
rollout.
olsa 80. Sert.
So as we talked about
4 до, Силайн.
Катя.
before and before that, being the straight side,
Катя.
just think about perhaps lowering your weight a little bit, making sure your shooter is going to stick in the rings, and not going to give Russia these free opportunities to keep practicing their draw weight.
With one of the sides being straighter and the other one more curly, does that affect the draw weight at all?
Yeah, typically the straighter side you'll find, because it doesn't grab a hold of the curl, it will generally be a little bit faster. So that's another thing that sweepers and the thrower need to be aware of, which is also probably one of the reasons why two of Maria Baksheva?
Yeah.
why 2 of her stones went through the rings.
Yeah, because I guess when a stone curls a lot, it'll tend to travel a little further as well with that bend.
Exactly.
Rather than a stone that goes fairly straight.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of people will say like, oh, it just died. It curled and died. And well, that'll happen.
Нет, поднять, поднять.
That
Контроль.
might make the draw weight a little harder on this sheet as well.
Все, сам до конца, сам.
Again, just a hit and check to the wing.
Плюсанул в конце. Я в конце, да, плюсанула? Japp! Åh, kontrolligen! Japp, japp, japp! Japp! Japp, japp, japp, japp, japp, japp, japp, japp!
Makes a nice little hit and roll.
3, güzel.
We had a question in our last broadcast that we didn't see until after the game about question about why the skip is sometimes called skip and why sometimes they're called skipper.
Well,
Sander, would you care to enlighten us?
well, I think that's just a nickname or slang. Skipper, like a captain of a boat,
Да, да, да. Нет, нет, нет.
I'd assume.
Yep.
Нет.
I do believe
Воу, воу.
the phrase skipper is exactly what you just said. It's just a slang word to call the skip. Skip being the 4th position rock thrower.
For the most part.
Bilen kim yatıyor?
Actually, sorry, you're true. That is true.
Well,
We see a few of the lineups that are definitely different. We had the men who had the skip was throwing first.
Oh,
So there is the option to switch around the lineup. It doesn't always need to be the standard
Yep. Açtı.
lineup. And, oh, get a bit of a miss there.
Yeah, definitely expecting Iris to make that shot. Did not curl enough on that straight spot. We'll just take that Russian stone over. And Russia obviously quite happy to pick up a steal here in the 4th end. We'll lead the game 3 shots to 1. That's a happy skipper. Vasileva. Do you know why the sport's called curling?
I don't, but if you would like to tweet or Facebook us, if you have any questions or comments, it's hashtag WJCC2016.
4, Силайн.
4.
Силайн.
Sorry, Sander, you were saying
Well, maybe someone can tweet us.
the
Tell
answer?
us why
Валить надо.
curling's called curling.
Вообще повалить.
I think most people think that it's called curling because the stones curl, but it is quite an ancient sport. I don't have a
Я присанул, нет?
Нет, нет.
confirmed
боялся
definition,
футболь
but
меньше ставить.
I did read in an very old book that there was a old Scottish verb, cur, which at least back then, K-U-R-R, was the word for that sound the stone will make while crossing the ice. And it might derive from that curling. But
Interesting.
that's yet to be confirmed.
Yok, garda kalır da.
There's a lot of old curling phrases that has died out.
Like what?
I don't have any good examples. I might have to look them up.
Легче. 4. Фриз. О. Много. 4. Много линий, много. 4. Я первая. Поменяться. 6. О. Подождем.
Well, if anyone's watching and has a word or expression that they feel has been left unattended in the last few decades, I'd quite like to hear about it.
Trust me, he would.
Yep. Bas. Bırakmayın. Devam.
Looking for the roll there, but doesn't quite get there. Does roll a tad, but looking to roll fully behind that corner guard.
Спокойно, Маш.
Maria Komarova playing 91% so far this game.
Поднять. Контроль. Только контроль.
Just makes the hit and stick.
Does it catch the top one there, but will roll out. You might see Russia peel the corner. Yeah, Vasilieva not wanting that stone in play.
Думаю, прямо пойдет.
So that was a bit of a mistake there by Polat to roll out, allowing Russia to effectively kill this end. Actually playing the out turn across the face here. Very easy to pop these out a little bit. Has not done that, however, and will actually roll into the rings here.
Wow.
Very nice shot. That worked out well.
She's definitely pleased with that. Just won't catch enough of it, so she will roll out of the rings.
12. Можно что фриз. Чуть поменьше встала.
Надо в кучу ставить, нет?
Могу встать на 12.
Либо форсом другим камнем на краю дома.
Я, Катя, так
Фриз,
стояла.
дабл.
Но мы везем 12.
Хорошо.
Russia electing to come in and come right on top of their red that's in the front of the house.
12. Легко. Катя.
Maria Baksheva
Катя.
at 78% so far this game.
12. Нет. Нет. Нет. 8. 4. бить. Что это ты рисуешь руками?
Ты так показываешь? Я посмотрю.
Уля, что было по линии?
Yep. Pass.
Well, you certainly hate to be hitting when down in a game. Rather be drawing around that corner guard lying 6.
Yep.
Corner guard lying 6. That is,
Sure, that'd be nice.
yeah. That I don't think I've ever seen that happen. Have you?
To lie 6 in behind a corner guard?
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure.
I think I did score 8 once. I was playing 2-on-2 in practice, and the reason why we scored 8 is because I put both my corner guards in the house, and then we kept everything on one line on one side of the sheet, all 8 stones.
Wow.
And they tried to freeze and missed, I guess, 8 stones in a row. And we scored 8.
I didn't think about peeling that guard once.
Well, technically it wasn't a guard. It was just like a nibbler top 12.
I didn't think about hitting at any point.
They were quite new to the sport.
Okay.
Have you ever scored an 8-ender in an official game?
I have not.
Oh boy.
I know. Have you?
Take it.
No.
No.
I,
Not a very common occurrence.
I have given up a steal of 7
Wow, that's a really bad end.
in a tour event final even.
Oh.
At, I think we're 1 down with the hammer. Give up 7. Shake hands. Pretty rough.
That is terrible.
Yeah, well, these things happen. Well, I'm not sure how the custom is today, but not too long ago when you scored 8 points, if you you'd be awarded a case of whiskey.
I don't think that's the protocol now.
I don't know. I need
A
to
lot of
check
people
up.
take photos, though.
I need to check up on that because here in the Tårnby Curling Hall, if you go and have a look at their cabinet with all the medals and trophies, you'll actually see a few plaques that says 8-ender and it's from a whiskey distillery. And,
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
And it's not too long ago.
Oh.
Трек новый.
And I believe we had a Norwegian team that scored 8 points in an official tournament just a couple of weeks ago. So I'll have them inquire, see if they can. Maybe I'll have a cut. And then we'll see. I'll work something out. Turkey probably looking for a blank here in the 5th end. Just keep that last on advantage into the halftime break, and their coach can come out and maybe help them out with the game plan. Certainly scoring a couple of points in the 6th end would bring them back. Makes a nice hit and roll here to the wing.
Very nice shot.
Definitely not playing badly, this Turkish team.
No.
After all, their debut at the World Junior Curling Championships.
They're having a great game so far.
Just a little bit unlucky with that blank attempt in that 4th end. And then we do remember Vasilieva with that really nice angled run to score 2. Could have easily been a steal for Turkey in that 2nd end. Swings and roundabouts. Do you remember what Nichiwo means?
I believe you told me, but I do not remember.
Means nothing.
Oh, right.
How's your Swedish going?
Well, considering we're not watching a Swedish game, I am currently not practicing it.
65 atıyor. Çizgi biraz dar.
Last stone of the fifth end here.
Berivan yaparak gel. Yap. Center'a girdi, yavaşlayacak. Yap. Yap. Yap.
So this is a draw to score 1. Well,
Tolga bak.
I'm intrigued.
I am a little confused. However,
62 idi.
perhaps they have a plan.
Kaldı.
Maybe not feeling like scoring with last stone advantage working out for them, and wanting to score their 1 point and make the game a little bit closer coming into halftime, and rather go for a steal. Different strokes for different folks. Anyway, we are at that halftime point, and we'll see Russia and Turkey head off the ice. We'll get a chance to talk to their coaches and alternate players. Please join us in a few minutes for some of the highlights from those first 5 ends here at the VoIP Defender World Junior Curling Championships 2016. First end between Turkey and Russia. It is Russia allowing a couple. Skip Dilshat Yildiz with the in-turn draw coming maybe a little too close for comfort on that center guard, but scoring 1 nonetheless. In the second end, you just saw Yildiz make a very nice little hit and roll. But skip for Russia, making quite the nice angle run to score 2.
Bilen kim yatıyor?
In the fourth end, Turkey looking too blank. Just not curling enough. Russia would steal 1 in the fourth. And in the fifth end, we did actually see Turkey elect to score their 1, drawing into an open house rather than blanking. And after 5, we'll see Russia lead the game 3 shots to 2. And Team Russia will have the last one advantage as we close up on the 6th end. Here's Team Turkey just with the final few words of their scrum. It'll be interesting to see how hard they'll go for their steal on the 6th end. A steal here to tie up the game would be very nice for Team Turkey. I would believe that if they drew top 4, you'd see Russia play the hit.
I think so. They seem to be a team that is very conscious about scoreboard management and seem to really try and control the hammer in the even ends.
See Mark Allen there just making his way over the ice, mopping the sheet. We usually do mop the sheets to get rid of any debris at halftime, and also put a little bit of pebble around the hack. Tends to go a little bit flat, just along where the players kick out with the rock. A lot of action, obviously. A lot of stress on the ice, just between the hack and the forefoot. And sometimes you might see the ice just quicken up just a touch with that mop going up and down the ice. And we'll see guards very often thrown into the rings in the 6th end. So something to watch out for.
Yeah, it's something that not a lot of the experienced teams will know coming into this event, and something they will figure out over time. I'll give you a quick update of what's going on around us. On sheet B, matchup between Canada and Japan. Canada is up 6-1 without hammer just after the 5th end break. Sheet C, Switzerland and Scotland. Switzerland is up 7-2 without hammer here in the 6th end. Sheet D, Korea and the United States. The United States is up 5-2 without hammer in the 6th. And sheet E, Hungary versus Sweden. Sweden is up 5-1 without hammer in 6. That's a pretty big game for the Swedish team, being at 4 losses already. They cannot afford to have any more.
Yep. Sert. Sen de. Sert. Çok mu hızlı? Hızlı arkaya atar.
Tomorrow afternoon, we will feature another one of the women's games. We will have Scotland versus Canada. Canada being on top of the podium right now at 7-0. And Scotland really having a bit of a struggle this week, which is a little uncharacteristic, being at 2 wins and 5 losses so far.
Молодец. Спасибо. Стой, стой, стой. Твое? Окей. 63. Semih sen de. Yap. Bas. Yap bırakma yap.
Gelmesi lazım.
Dönmesi lazım.
Dönmesi lazım. Sert yap. Sert, sert, sert, sert.
No, does come around the guard just a wee bit. Selyeva just using her broom there
Борт, если что.
to figure out how much
Или можно доставать его.
Maria can see from the hack.
Разведем его пошире. Так и делаем.
Well, board weight indicated. I believe they're trying to come after the shot stone directly here.
Контроль.
Хорошо идет.
Ничего нет.
Нет, супер, супер.
Нет, нет, нет. Маша ролл.
No problems there.
Yeah, I think great control of weight.
I'd say a Turkey in a bit of a pickle here. They're going to have to make a decision either to keep drawing and just put everything on the line right here, or try and make this double out in the wing, do a bit of damage control, and perhaps get a blank, or at some point maybe even get stone in that behind that center guard.
Second.
Looking for the double here.
You might even make this double and then spin the shooter up in behind the guard if you're very good. And this one's gonna not curl enough. I'm not sure what the call was there. I think they were playing the double, but again, it does run a bit straighter there.
No, they were calling the double. Just a little bit wide on the line.
Только мы потеряем.
Not curling quite enough.
Только если ставим.
But it does sit for second shot.
Yeah, and the good thing is it's pretty hard for Russia to make this Yellowstone go away without spilling one of the red stones. If you nose hit here, that red stone in the 12-foot might fly out the side door, and obviously if you hit this high side, your shooter is going to roll out. Actually going to get neither.
Wow.
Huge break for Turkey. And with there only being that one red stone in the house, Turkey had a bit less pressure on them. And they would like to make this draw again.
Dar geliyor yap.
7.
Bas. Yap. Hop. Kız sen de. Dönmesi lazım. Yap.
Dönmesi lazım yap.
Hop.
Oh, dönmesi lazım. Arkaya bak.
Makes a nice draw around.
Güzel.
Это куда? 4? Да, это 4 за. Она не кусает 4. Либо так.
Sitting a little deep, so this does allow Russia to come down and sit in the back.
Мне нравится переугадала.
Или можешь сама сюда. Давай. Там надо целать, как я понимаю.
Well, Turkey at least successful in bringing Russia in around the center guard. Although it is a bit off the center line.
Yeah, still bringing the play to the center.
Воу, поднять.
8 за. 12 за.
Calling this one a little bit heavy. Even Kuzmina pointing up in the air. This one's going to go way past everything.
Yeah, she had a bit of trouble before finding her draw weight, but that one just...
Сколько это было? Маш?
Kalotka.
What's that mean?
Hack. That's a hack weight.
I was going to say it was very heavy, but let's use your term.
Dar biraz. Hızlı biraz. Hızlı.
Well, even monkeys fall from the trees now and again, Dalton. Everyone can make a mistake.
Hızlı.
You're so wise.
Hayır.
It's just a Chinese proverb I picked up along the way.
Oh.
Nice little draw here on the out turn. It does look a bit too deep again, but it does lie 2 in behind that guard.
Фриз. Он вообще же не торчит.
Не торчат.
Дойти тоже нормально.
Это больше? А у меня не довалил.
Я вот так стояла.
Yeah, so just with going behind on that one, this gives Russia the exact same shot as before. Of course, with just throwing this shot, she should have a pretty good idea on how to adjust on her next one.
Дай. Дай
Помочь,
линия.
помочь.
Дай линия.
Да-да-да.
Дай.
Очень надо, да-да-да. Девочки,
She might have pulled the strings a bit on this one.
да-да-да-да-да. Очень надо, да. Отлично. Давай, давай, Катя, давай. Очень надо.
Some great sweeping here to at least bring that one to the top 4, just nibbling that red forefoot. Right, Turkey line shot. I wonder if he might just be worth throwing a guard here.
Dönüş var zaten.
I think that's what we're seeing.
Rotasyonu
No need
biraz
to
daha
overcomplicate things. Doesn't seem like Russia has much on the other side of that sheet either, with those stones being staggered.
Guard mı? Center guard.
Evet.
Kaçıncı bölge?
Hı?
Kaçıncı bölge? 3, 2.
2,5.
Ya tamam.
İlerle.
So a great chance for
Çizgisi güzel.
Team Turkey to put some real pressure on the Russians.
Kendisi.
Kontrollü gel. Dönmesi lazım.
Dilshot Yildiz.
Dönmesi lazım. Döner zaten.
With this guard, I'd say this might be looking to overcurl, if anything. Not sure if you should be sweeping on that side,
Yap. Yap. Yap.
although I'm not the one playing.
Oh.
I think they find a good spot. Could have been a little tighter to the rings, perhaps.
Еще?
Нет, так нормально.
Definitely allows Vasilyeva to come around on the out turn herself.
Yeah, and of course, being the swingier side, we will be able to see the curl finish in here. So forefoot, that area is still very easily accessible.
But feels like the Russians are forced to playing a game they're not too comfortable with.
Добавила.
And if you ever get a miss here,
Много линий.
Turkey could just lob another in there.
Очень много.
So this is a bit of a key shot
Надо,
for
надо.
the Russian skip. To get shot stone, very important.
Только вес.
If you don't get shot here, Turkey's just going to throw another guard, and then you're in big trouble. Need to make it, and I think they will. That's a beauty. Just going to nibble the 1 foot. Well, I'd say, well, it is fully covered. If anything, you might see a sliver from the hack.
Onu bence tehlikeye
Very,
atma.
very small sliver.
Yani dönüş
Depending
var,
on how
rahatsız
good
ol
our
ya.
cameramen were hanging, putting up that camera.
Gelsen zaten dönüyor.
And there's enough curl though. I wonder if she can get to nose here with just back ring weight. What do you think, Alison?
Oh,
Ama bak şunu da kullanacak.
I think maybe you'd have to throw
Seya,
a
tamam,
little
şuraya
bit less than that.
girerse ikisini alır.
Less than back ring.
Yeah, perhaps around a back 8 weight, just to push it.
Just enough to push it out the forefoot.
Yeah, I think the main goal would be to just try and block off at least for 2. So as long as you get the line to get around, should do the trick.
Well, we'll see what Edis can pull off here with her last stone of this sixth end.
Güzel. 66. Kontrollü gelişi yapıyor. Kontrollü gelişi.
Seems like they have a bit of room so far. It should bend at the end.
Oh, yap.
Going for weight now, I think.
Yap.
Pretty nice line around the guard.
Gelsin.
This one just pulling up a little short. And I don't think that's going to help too much, actually.
No, there's still a draw to the forefoot. Tough one at that, but it is definitely there.
Well, she did just make this draw, Alison.
She did. It is a touch wider
Çok aynı anda duruyorsun.
than the pass she just threw, though.
Чуть-чуть посильнее, да, нам?
How does that make a difference?
Depending on how many times they've thrown down this path before, if it is fresh, then you can expect it to be a tad slower. So she'd have to throw a little bit more weight in order to get it to the forefoot area. Last stone in the sixth end here, looking for 2 points.
Легче.
Sweeper staying close.
Нельзя.
I believe she's got too much weight on this draw, and it will only be a score of 1. I'd say maybe both teams kind of satisfied with scoring 1 here in the sixth end. Obviously, Russia having a chance to score 2 might be a little bit disappointed, but scoring 1 in the even ends, 2 up, not too bad for Team Russia. Team Turkey very much in this game.
Yeah, they're having a fantastic game so far. They've been putting actually quite a bit of pressure on Russia.
Yeah, right now we're seeing Russia playing 80% as a team, Turkey playing 75% as a team. But Dilshat, Gides, skip of Turkey, the best player out there at the moment, playing 89%.
Well, she has definitely made quite a few beauties out there tonight.
Guard.
Saved her team.
And we will see Turkey going for their deuce here, throwing up that corner guard.
Dar biraz.
Having a
85.
bit of a struggle here. Berivan Polat. That's 63% so far, 53% on 10 draws. Not exactly the kind of numbers you're hoping to get from a lead, although she is playing 3 stones today. That's a very nice corner guard from the 16-year-old.
Yeah, normally playing the second position, having Meriban. Polat to throw at the lead position. So
That makes it a little different.
yeah, exactly. Used to throwing a few different shots, so probably a little bit of a new experience for her.
I can tell you, if you're used to playing maybe third or fourth, then having to move and play lead, that is a bit of an adjustment. Just being used to seeing nothing there and throwing your stone. Just it's a little bit different.
It is, yes. A lot of the time, these players will use the lead or second as a reference point of seeing where their rocks have traveled and what the weight was. And now all of a sudden you're the first one, and you hope that you've got it figured out on your own.
Yeah, playing lead is like being the first troop into battle. you don't know what to expect. You're just gonna have to try.
Вообще надо с этой стороны.
Да, надо изнутри.
Можешь с аутом походишь.
Always fun playing lead.
Прошлый раз нормально было.
What's the speed down here, fellas? We don't know. We haven't tried.
You're on your own.
Maria Komarova at 85% today. Well, this is I was going to say a bit of a miss. I think she was just looking for the peel on the corner guard. Lucky enough to get that back one, though. Just squaring that last yellow out of the rings.
Gardım kaçtı.
But I'll leave a guard for Turkey to come around.
Biri gibi bir şeydi. 85. 7'ye kadar yolu var. Dar geliyor Yep. 75. Bas. Semo'yu severdim Semo. Yep.
Well, she has been playing 78% on her draws, or our takeouts rather.
Verdim.
And as a second, that's really your forte. As we see another missed draw. Coming up short. Over curling, crashing on the corner guard.
Можно завести. Или еще раз пил.
I'd say that's maybe a better miss than throwing it through the house, though. At least leaving something to play with.
Ну или пил, они будут вязаться, нам надо быть через
And you can clearly see that Vasilieva not quite liking
Мне кажется, может лучше завести.
having that many stones in play.
Они бьют.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
I think she'd rather peel those guards, but just knowing the double is quite difficult to make. I think they're switching gears. Maybe throwing the guard.
4-6, 4 до. Легко. Легко. Катя первая. Силай. Катя первая.
Calling.
Иди вот эти разводить. Да.
Thought I heard T-line there.
Все.
Maybe just playing the tap here. I think actually they're just coming around the guard, to be honest. Seemed like Vasilieva was telling her that she threw that one a little bit wide. And Turkey will have a chance to play the set and roll. Konuksever enjoying a good game so far at 79%. Could have used a second sweeper on that throw. They'll scratch the guard and more or less rolls out of play.
Yeah, Berivan on the side there trying to see if she can get some backspin on that yellow to come into the rings, but got a little way to go.
Мы пропустим ход, мне кажется. Она потом сделает так. Давай, может, 26-й? Нет, гард мне не нравится.
Of course, this
Смотри, начало
Turkish
дома.
team, they are relatively
Чтобы, если
new
что,
to the
мы
sport as
проиграем.
well.
Давай.
Some of them starting in 2011 and 2012. So it's only a few years under their belt. Here they are at a
Нам просто одна
World Championship and got 2 wins on the board.
It's fairly impressive.
Got 3 players and they're still having close games, and they're doing quite well for themselves. Can't say I would have been in this position with only a couple years of curling under my belt.
Well, when did you start?
Started when I was 8.
So you're saying you wouldn't do as well as these Turkish girls when you were 11? Can't believe it.
I'm fairly certain that I was nowhere close to being as good as they were.
Well, surely inspired by that Winter University Games in Erzurum, 2011. And hopefully we'll see Turkey continue to get teams into championships.
Kaç? Aynen.
Kaç?
Ama açma. Oo.
7, 8.
You don't want to overthrow coming towards the boards here. Very unforgiving side to be overly positive. And she'll only catch a small piece of that top round and roll out, leaving Russia another chance to put a stone up front. Baksheva playing her second stone here. Time running out a little bit for Turkey. Doesn't feel like the blank is in play anymore, and they're going to have to try and generate something, at least a score. Would hate to give up a steal here and be 3 down. Wanting that to curl just a tad more, Team Russia. I wonder if you might be able to come through the port and play a little hit and roll in behind that redstone top 12.
I think it's entirely possible with the amount of swing that we get on this side.
Oh. Yep.
3.
Bas.
That one did look a little soft out of her hand. And
Niye böyle oldu?
it is
Şey
curling
bıraktın.
way, way hard. So crashing the guard and rolling over to a corner.
That's not the first time we've seen this this week. Allison throwing one shot a little too positive on the straight side and then coming up a little bit soft, playing the curly bit on their next stone. Just kind of overcorrecting.
Yeah, but not really taking into account that they can keep the same type of throw for the other side of the sheet.
Не слышно.
Может мне начать?
Ну, нет, сначала пусть Маша, а потом я что сразу поменяться.
We're needing to switch those releases really for that
Yeah.
past 2 stones.
Just take the extra second in the hack to think about what kind of release you need, depending on which turn that you're throwing and which side of the sheet.
Is it not just possible to throw the same, have the same release and just adjust the ice also?
Yes, it is possible, but probably get a little bit more consistent results. If you were to have a softer release on a curly side, you're going to need a heck of a lot of ice just to get the same amount,
Ой, 3.
to get a good amount of curl coming in towards the center.
So, still not getting that finish. And we'll leave another chance for a hit and roll. Perhaps Skips deuce in the cards. For they'll shot you this. As I mentioned, 89% so far, made some cracking shots. Well past the guard. And does get a little roll in behind the guard. Another stunning shot by the Turkish skip. How much can Russia see?
I don't think she can see a heck of a lot.
Well, she can only see anything on the outside. I think that's going to be very hard to come after.
Yeah. The unforgiving straight side.
I don't think she could have rolled to a better spot. Hack. Weight indicated.
There we go.
I'd say it's possible. Does see, you will see a little piece, but it's certainly not an easy shot. You're not going to get a lot of finish after passing that guard, so you're going to have to come fairly tight to it. There's a little bit about weight control as well here. Needing to punch it at least out of the 8 foot to sit 2. Last one for Russia then, coming down here. Waiting for this one to bend. Oh, should be fairly close. We'll catch a piece of the yellow. How far will it go? I don't think far enough. I think she threw a good weight there. She only passed the guard by, what was it, half a rock. Still couldn't make it. And this is quite the important shot here for Turkish skip. They'll shot Yildiz.
Big chance to tie up the score here.
Last one of the 7th end. I think it's easy to throw too much weight, only having one sweeper here, Alison. I guess we'll find out. Charlie, this one looking really good.
Betty Van's been working very hard this game.
Actually only having to do a quiet clean on that one. That was a very nice throw.
Saving her energy a little.
Skips deuce indeed, and it's a tied game after 7 ends. Really bringing the heat, putting the pressure on Russia to try and finish them off here with 3 ends to go. It's certainly fun to see the underdog make some good shots here. Considering her debut at the World Juniors, playing Vasilyeva, who's at her 3rd championship, getting a bronze medal back in 2014. and Flems, Switzerland.
Gözde yavaşlar da.
Skip coming out to maybe help with a little bit of sweeping. Not having to help out too much, though.
Tamam.
Tamam.
We'll throw the center guard. Now we're in the 8th end here. With only 3 ends to go, what's the game plan? What are you looking for if you're Russia or Turkey?
Добавила.
Поменяться! Поменяться! Поменяться!
Well, Russia, like we said before, they really enjoy having control of those even ends. So I think we're going to see Russia really try hard for the 2 points here.
Давай, давай, ищи, ниже. Хорошо.
And by throwing a center guard, do you feel like Turkey might try and steal one here?
Fark etmez.
They definitely will be going hard for the steal as well. So I think this end we're going to see quite a few rocks in play.
Bundan bir tık hızlı.
We'll see how cautious Russia will remain. They might want to make sure just to score at all here in the 8th end.
Yeah, one's okay, 2 is great. Steal is absolutely terrible. So they need to play a little bit cautious here.
That first draw from Russia just coming all deep. Turkey will follow.
Güzel.
To line shot stone, Vasilyeva calling for another draw to come around the center guard, wanting to be the first team top 4.
Ходи пока. Маша. Тилай.
Здорово.
Маша.
Передо.
Нет, Тилай, ходи.
Ой, зайди да поднять.
Тогда сюда.
Не, сядь.
Нет, это Тилай.
Это до. 4.
О.
Тилай.
Чуть-чуть можно. О, все.
Ya 7'nin çıkma 65 yapmış.
Now, even though this is their first World Juniors, we have seen Skip Dilshat Yildiz play a number of other competitions. Of course, she's played that European Junior Challenge competition, which has now turned into a world qualification event to come here. And she's also represented Turkey in the B group of the European Curling Championships twice, placing 15th
Süpersin.
or 5th in the B group, with a record of 5-5 2 years ago and 6-4 last year.
Это они нам шапок понакидали.
She's also played the World Mixed Curling Championship
Прямо идет.
that was held in Bern in September, with a 4-4 record, playing lead for that Turkish side. So really being able to play a lot of international competitions on championship ice.
It's a great experience for her coming into this event. Oh my. That is not what she wanted.
Well, we certainly saw a few of those type of shots from Maria Komarova against Scotland the other day,
We did.
and especially in the late stage of the game, making those important peels just, I don't know, seem to maybe crack a little bit under the
Bir
pressure
dakika düşüneyim.
of everything.
Yeah, I think we talked a little bit before too about just trying not to throw the extra weight in your arm, because I think a lot of the time we're seeing teams flash on the high side, just giving that extra weight in the arm and popping it out a little bit at the end. So just really got to be careful about that.
Taş.
65.
Yaparak git.
Güzel.
Bas.
Really working hard here. Will not be able to get that around the guard. And I see Vasilieva calling the draw around to the top four. Baksheva disagreeing. I think she wants to peel the guards. I think Vasilieva just saying, well, there's two yellows in the house here. You might be forced if we do that.
Лучше пониже.
Да, но если что, тут тоже, конечно, вот сюда.
I don't mind the peel. Certainly if you come a little deep with a draw here, you're in trouble. But then again, you're going to have to rely on actually making your shots too. Anything you prefer here?
I don't mind the peel here either. I think opening it up a little bit, trying for something maybe a little bit later, but right now it's not looking too great. You are cutting down your area quite a bit.
They're sweeping for line here, and you see Baksheva sweeping with the curl. That's not going to help too much. But that one just really short for pace. And now 3 guards up there. Even more mess. As we see a bit of a Tiger Woods posture, lining up the putt. Looking for that run back here.
Semih, öndekine tam göbekten vurursan buraya vuracak.
There's a couple of ways to make this one.
Buradan gider.
You can run the guard down, just kind of clip that Yellowstone
Ama kaç hızıyla gelecek?
and leave it in the forfeit.
2-9.
Or maybe you run it pretty much on the nose of the yellow. That might spill, but you keep the guard in the top 8. Either way, redstone will fly.
Sana çizgiye iyi bak.
I'm not sure if that back yellow will stay in play or not. Pretty tough shot here.
Yap! Yap! Yap! Yap! Bas!
Oh, look at that. That's an
Great
amazing
shot.
shot. Does clip it and leaves that Yellowstone fully in the forfeit. The only problem is she's rolled that shooter to the center line though, so they're a little bit in the open, but great shot nonetheless.
Benim bir taşım daha var.
A couple of staggered center guards as well.
Я думаю, борт, потому
Russia's going to have to make this next one count.
чтобы ролл поймать, там подмазано просто чуть будет.
If they ever tick the guard here, they'll be in big, big trouble.
Yeah, they've got to make sure they're not going to be too cute on this roll, but making a roll under here would be
Нам надо
pretty
либо маленький ролл, чтобы не под
crucial
нижний
for
ролл, а прям под
trying
наш,
to
либо уже под наш.
get your deuce this end.
Now, this is the side that runs a bit straight. I think we've seen most of the game played on that other side, both up and back.
Если что, сюда.
Seeing a lot of the ends being played on the out turn coming home and the in turn going away. So knowing that she can't clip the guard, but also knowing that it runs fairly straight here. These things might be running through your mind a little bit while throwing. It's best just to kind of block those thoughts out.
Yes, absolutely. You need to, you can't think about the negative, the I can't do this, I can't do that. Just focus on what you need to do. And pretty darn good right there.
Doesn't quite make the roll in behind the guard.
2-2 tamam mı?
Does spill the yellows, leaving a lot more room to score.
3-3. Tamam
And even though there's a bit of a space between the guard and that red stone, it might be very hard for Turkey to get to the inside.
3-3.
If ever just to get a hair inside there, maybe tuck an inch, at least prevent Russia from making that roll themselves.
Be pretty tough for them to come after it.
Pretty much catch the nose here. Does avoid that jam at the back.
Kanka biraz açtım bırak.
Quite important as well. Don't want to leave too many reds around.
Ты такую же щетку оставишь
And
или
you'll
меньше?
see the angle on those
Я могу такую же оставить.
two yellow
Оставь
guards.
тоже, я, если что, чуть-чуть постараюсь
I don't
послабее.
think Russia wants to roll too far here. Across the center.
Такой же раз?
Да, примерно.
Да-да-да.
Да.
Да-да-да. Да!
On it right out of her hand. Really gonna have to work hard to get it by.
Oh boy. Just gonna feather the top of that guard and spin by.
That is not what you want.
Onu kullanacak bak. Kullanırlarsa biz de bu gardı kullanırız. O zaman gel.
Now Turkey doesn't have the best
Çok açma,
shot to
güzel
guard.
oluyor burası.
If that was anywhere in the
Biraz daha
forefoot,
kapat.
you might just throw a guard on this. Although Russia has that red stone in front of the house to use. Still, I do think they're calling a tight guard on the stone.
8 guard değil mi?
9 da olabilir. Ama çizgiyi eğer daratarsan gitmez söyleyeyim.
And that's going to force Russia either to play their run back, try and open things up, or
85.
play that tap on the red stone. Down to skip rocks now, so not much time for Russia.
Ne yaptın lan?
Çizgi güzel. Benim adım.
Guess using the
Yes.
theory of make your opponents make the tougher shots.
Bas.
Yeah, I think so.
Dönsün, dönsün. Bas.
This one not gonna come too tight to the rings, but
Ya.
I think that might just be enough.
Açık mı kaldı?
I think that's okay.
I think Berivan needs a break. I think she needs to go sit on the bench for a few minutes.
Тут может быть вообще
She has just been pounding everything.
Но если что, будем смотреть, чтобы ты накатила.
And now Russia thinking, well, if you want to score 2 here, you're gonna have to draw. But I don't think you want to draw directly in between those, well, behind those yellows. I guess you might just have to get this one. Even behind the red in the forefoot might line up that run for Turkey. I'm not quite sure where you put this.
No, and we've seen the way that Dilshat's been playing, so don't think I'd want to leave her that run.
Well, we'll see where this one ends up first. Sweepers on it early.
This is coming up quite a bit short.
I think Turkey's still looking at that those 2 stones frozen.
Bundan önde olsun yeter. Şuralar. Tamam. 3-4 gibi gel. Buradan göster. İyi mi? 3-4 mü geliyor?
Yeah, thinking it might be easier to play this little double tap than to draw. Basically, catch this anywhere, almost anywhere on the front yellow.
Açılı değil mi?
Maybe a T line,
Hayır, şu köşede
back four weight.
tek
They'll bring another Yellowstone into play.
İşte biz yaparsak onlar yapamaz.
Tamam.
Russia, on the other hand, has lined up that red-red combination though, so they don't wanna line that up for them for the last stone. I think this is a type of shot you might see a lot of players overthrow. Would you agree?
Yeah, definitely. You want to make sure that you have the weight to carry that rock into the house, but this looks pretty darn good.
You know what? I think she's made a cracking shot here. Not only punches that one to the tee line, but I think she's rolled on top of that red-red combination.
Wow.
Only leaving perhaps a hole to come through. At first glance, that looks pretty good.
Dedim bir an kırmızı.
See it again here. Had the perfect weight for it.
Kaçtı hızın?
And
400.
just gonna have to take another look at the angles here.
See if there's a
Gardı açmamak.
hole or something. Well,
Давай средним, наверное.
Well, that is tight.
sort of a hole.
But I'm not sure if you come through that hole and you hit that shot stone, will you shoot or stick around in the forefoot to score, or is it rolling out?
Well, you are playing on. I'm assuming you would play the intern at this, and being the straighter side, you could probably throw about a board weight through that hole and stick your shooter.
Если сильно, то это ничего будет. Он может и мимо пройти. Это -3 будет.
It's tough,
Yeah, I'd say so.
but I think it's there.
Ну, вообще, по идее, тогда вот так надо делать. Дро вот так? Нет, бить, если. А, бить изнутри, да. Дро тут просто, если вот так вести, он будет переваливать. Он, даже если мы этот
I'd
оближем,
say
он
that
по-любому сюда
shot looks hard to make on a pool table.
уже. 0.
You ever crash on the guard and give up 2 here? Oh boy.
На 0, наверное.
Probably looks even tougher from down in the hack.
Well, from this angle, it looks possible. I think Vasily was saying that maybe plan B is to tickle that top red and redirect onto the other yellow. Oh boy. It looked a little positive, perhaps. Not going to curl a whole lot with that rotation coming down here. Last stone of the 8th end, needing to come through the hole to score 1. And that's not going to happen. And there's going to spin another yellow into the house. But is there a stone back 12?
There is. That's going to be 4.
Oh boy.
Wow.
That is... I'm not sure to even describe that. I am at a loss. Russia has given away a steal of 4. Turkey up 8 shots to 4.
Wow.
That is a fitting word. I did not see that coming.
Me neither.
Tamam. Siz neyi bekliyorsunuz ki? 6 atıyorsun.
6-7.
6-5. Kesinlikle
7'miz geliyor.
kart olmasın. Semih.
Tamam o zaman 6 atmaya başla.
There you see it up on the board. Steal of 4. Wow. So Russia is going to have to score at least 4 points in the next 2 ends.
Yikes. They've got a way back to climb. I'll use this time in the beginning to give you an update on our other sheets. On sheet B, the game between Canada and Japan. Canada is currently up 7-4 in the 9th end right now with hammer. On sheet C, we have Switzerland up 8-4 against Scotland with hammer here in the 9th. Sheet D, we have the United States up 6-3 on Korea, playing the 9th end now. Korea will have the hammer. And sheet E, Sweden has taken the victory over Hungary, winning the game 9-3. That's a big win for Sweden.
Why, thank you, Alison.
Надо поменяться.
Also bringing
Надо валить
Hungary
его.
down to 4 lost position as well.
Надо валить. Да.
So not only staying in the mix, but they have now actually knocked down Hungary from the 3 lost position to the 4. So right now there are 4 teams tied for 4th place right now.
Well, anyone's guess.
Yeah. Turkey electing to throw this one through.
Well, I just had a text from a Carrie Benton talking about lost terms of curling. Certainly a term I've used a few times this week, actually, but she's saying to refer to teams as rinks. Maybe not as used anymore. I feel like you use that in Canada, don't you? Maybe not as much.
The rink from...
Like the Vasilyeva rink of Russia.
maybe. It was never something I think I've used. I think I use team a heck of a lot more, but that's not to say it's not used, because it...
Might be more of a Scottish thing then.
Perhaps. Should
Rink.
ask some of our Scottish friends around here.
Rink also being used for a curling club.
Yes.
So I've heard both terms. I heard the term being used in both ways. And I've used them both, even this week, I'd say.
Yeah, sometimes you'd say the rink from the Tårnby Curling Club. So kind of describes the curling club that the team is from. Just over curling this, so it will pop out fully open on the other side.
Nerede? Hızlı.
Well, Turkey feeling like the center guard is more of a threat than the red stone in the forefoot. So we're just going to play the appeal. Gotta make sure not to jam it though. There's a stone on the corner here as well. Oh boy. And it makes the double instead, even better.
Both.
And
Great shot.
great shot indeed. And now not very much to play around with for Team Russia. They're just gonna have to throw a corner.
Маша! Маша!
6,
Маша!
5,
Поближе, девочки.
26,
Поближе.
25,5.
Поближе надо. Да. Маш, тут сильно валит, нельзя прессовать.
Diyor, keşke dış istese.
So Russia throwing up that guard. We'll see Turkey again just going for the peel.
6 attı lan.
Маш, тут не надо плюсовать. Поменьше даже встала. Катя! Катя!
Надо вес!
Катя!
Да, да, да! Очень надо вес, девочки, да, да, да! Да, да, да!
Oh, this is going to be a struggle to get over.
Давай, давай, давай.
Да, да, да, да, да!
Great sweep.
Внимательнее, не 25.
Looked like it was really, really losing momentum. So Turkey looking to peel this guard off.
Yep. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Ooh, and she will miss it.
Keşke dıştan ataydım. Semih
Biraz
dıştan tereddütte kaldım. Dıştan.
Сейчас мягко было, да? Внимательнее с весом. Пока 12.
Катя!
Катя.
Russia looking to use this opportunity to go around the guard that they just threw.
Да!
Да!
Да, валим, валим, валим! О,
Да,
только
да,
вес,
да!
только вес,
Катя!
только вес!
Kуда ты показываешь вес?
Не, пониже, чуть пониже.
Very nice draw.
Very nice. Great placement. Looks completely buried too.
Now Turkey going after that stone in the top 4. Or what is happening here?
I don't know.
Mola alalım.
Evden taş çıkması lazım.
This might be a timeout time. There we go. Felt that coming on.
Bu gardı açacaktım. Ben elimle mi açtım?
Time for a coach
Elimle mi açtım?
interaction with the teams.
Çizgim güzel.
Well, team.
Dilo.
I think the first call of
Olursa olsun patlar. Evden
was
taş
to
kesin.
hit that stone top 4 and
Evde iki
try and
tane
sit
taşlar
2.
var. İki tane de
Vurup
atacak.
kaymamız lazım.
Aynen.
Yeah, I don't know what she's looking at.
İsterse bizim taş kalmasın.
I
Umurumuzda
guess
değil. Kesin
peeling the
yani
guard
burada
or
taş
En
çıkarmamız
fazla
lazım.
2 vermemiz lazım.
Aynen.
Almost seemed like she was looking at slashing the guard in, but that seems
That seems a little risky.
a little audacious,
Yeah.
perhaps. Definitely coming after the stone behind the guard would be very hard
Zaten
on
buradan
that
gelmen
straight
lazım
turn.
ki. Şuradan geleceğim.
Açısı var.
I think going after the stone top 4 is
Şuradan
Hackle bile
probably the
olsa.
only viable call
Yeah.
right now.
Buradan önde kalsak güzel. Kalmasak bile çıkaralım ki
Aynen.
bizimkine vursun. En azından 2'ye gider oyun. Aynen ama dar olmaması lazım. Çünkü yani dar olmaz.
Maybe even make the nose hit
Şuradan
here,
vurun yani. Hafif
and then
vursun,
Russia might
oradan
leave a double for it.
Onu açar o kalır. Hızlı atacağız. Ucundan vursun,
Yeah,
biz de
so you're
çıkarız.
you're inching your way a little bit higher
Evet, aldım.
each and every time so that that roll to the corner would be possible. Right now they're pretty flat. If anything, the one on the forefoot is lower, so
En
not being able to make that
Diğer ucundan vur oraya.
double or roll across.
Ya, zaten hızlı geleceğim. Ben
If you do nose hit, though, Russia will have a hit roll, and behind the corner might set up for a 3.
Bu belki de vurup çıkacak, belli olmaz. Forfut'a vurup kayalım değil mi? Vurup kaysak
Evden
o
taş
zaman şuradan yakın
çıkmasın
olsak
lazım.
avantaj. Olmasa bile Forfut'a vurup o kayacak. En azından 2'ye gideriz en fazla. Evet böyle oynayacağız. Başka bir şey yok.
Saniye. Yavaş
3, 3, 1.
3.
3, 1.
Batın kaç?
7.
3, 7.
3-2.
Tamam.
O civarda bir şey. Vurup ya. Çıksanız bile sıkıntı yok. 3 vermeyelim yani. Önemli.
Aynen.
Tamam, problem değil. Vurun kayın. Size tek devrede çekiç bizde olacak. Böyle İlk dışı yine saver atın. Eğer şey olursa.
Tamam.
Civirse ilk dışı deneyin.
Tamam.
Coach Fadi
Ben ne
Agduman
olursa olsun yaptırıyorum. Kontrollü gel. Ama bak çok
having a little chat with the team.
şey olmasın. Taş yoksa dışarı çıkmaz.
I think they might, going back to that first call, just hitting that redstone and just checking a little bit to the right as we see it. I think it's probably the best call.
Yeah.
You have some options there too. I mean, you could be a little high and just clean pick it if you roll out. Not too bad. You can nose it. Just make sure that redstone goes really.
Yeah, looking like you'll definitely be conceding a deuce here, but definitely don't want to be playing around with
3, 2,
possible 3.
Yap! Yap! Yap! Set! Bırakma! Yap! Beni anlat!
Oh boy.
Oh my.
Over curl this one, and we'll punch that redstone actually more or less in behind the guard. I'd say that's the only big mistake we've seen from Dilshad Yildiz, having played 92% before that that error.
That was pretty quiet wait.
Yeah, I think they were. I heard the word control there in their scrum, wanting to keep the weight down. Something we have looked for this week, but I think
Yeah.
on this occasion, when
Rolling out is okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was maybe a bit of a risk, especially on the curly bit of ice.
Yeah, your main objective on that is just make it go away.
They have not done so, and if Russia makes a hit and roll here, the 4 might be in play.
Yikes.
I'd say it's probably worth a go. But, you can't perfectly roll on top of that red.
На 0.
It's not
Да,
enough
давай здесь на 0.
of a height difference to do so, but you can sort of roll into the red and just kind of spin on top of it.
На 0, да. Стой. Да, стой. Какой чуть-чуть, может, ролл.
Seeming slightly nervous in the hack here, Vasilyeva. Or maybe just very focused.
Yeah, well, big opportunity for them to get right back into this.
Контрол!
Да.
Контрол!
Да. До конца!
On the curly side here.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Well, they're lucky enough to spill that one through the hole, but the shooter rolls out. And you'll see not too easy getting to those red stones still for Turkey. Having pushed that in behind the corner with her first stone, Yildiz.
I think Yildiz are just coming down and throwing a draw to that back one.
Now, even if you give up 3 here, you will have a 1-point lead with last stone in the 10th end.
Yeah. I think I'd be looking at the draw.
Ha?
If you're a little bit high, it's still a relatively difficult situation for Russia to make the clean pick.
Kara dönüyor muydu? Dönüyor. Burayı hiç kullanmadık. 5 geliyorum. Gel.
They will play the draw.
İşini garanti al. Ne atacağım bekle.
3'ü 5 gibi atacağım. Friz en kötü.
Aynen.
Tik. Bak friz olması için tamam yapmıştım.
Tamam. Eğer yavaş gelirse öyle yaparım.
Yeah, I think she has a few options with the straw too.
Diyebilirsin.
maybe freezing the back one's pretty good.
Yeah. So last shot for Dilshat in this Turkish team.
Oh, this one needs to settle down. Working for a little more curl there.
Not too bad draw weight, just perhaps a little bit too much ice there.
I know you mentioned it, Alison.
I thought maybe it looked a little bit too much. But
that's too bad. It's a pretty well thrown rock.
yeah.
Couldn't put the broom in the right place.
Я привезла вот этот потом вот такой, да? Да.
Be interested to see the view from the hack here for Vasilieva. There we go. Well, that is very much in the open. Great chance to score 3 right back here.
Больше не надо? А? Больше не надо? Больше нет. Думаю, нормально. Да. О!
Last stone of the 9th end. Giving up a steal of 4 in the last end. Now looking to score 3 themselves.
Throwing a nice control weight at this. Making sure she sticks her shooter.
She's done well here. Very nice shot. Especially considering how she over-curled on the in-turn. On the curly bit there. Staying calm and throwing the out-turn with some soft weight against the boards there. I've seen so many times it's easy to overthrow those. And, she threw it cleanly. Threw the down weight and made the nose hit. Score 3. But Turkey very much in the driving seat with a 1-point lead and last stone advantage. We'll see if the pressure gets to either of these teams in the 10th end. Definitely all eyes on Yekaterina Kuzmina needing to put these guards up if they're going to have any chance to steal. So you need to put 2 center guards in play here. You'd like one tight to the house and one just over the hog line, really. Could have dragged that a few feet more, but not terrible. There is enough room to put in another center guard. As we'll now see the tick shot from Turkey. Free guard zone in motion, of course. Will not be allowed to remove these stones from play, but will be allowed to move them to the side, open up the front. Playing just a somewhere between the back line and hack weight at this to catch a little piece. Getting closer. Oh, it's just not going to be enough.
Great try.
Pretty good weight for the tick shot. Just needed a few more inches of curl. Now Russia will throw that long center. Make full use of the free guard zone. I can tell you this is a bit of a pressured shot. Knowing you can't throw it too deep and leave the double, but you got to make sure to get over the hog line.
As we see here, even with the skip being a little bit worried. Making sure we're getting over, and
she's done great here, actually.
Great shot.
Look at that line. Perfectly lined up these 2 reds. That is solid stuff. Might look easy, but in the 10th end of a World Championship to just put that right over the hog line, pretty tough. You don't really throw that shot very often either.
No, you don't.
Another tick shot attempt here from a player that usually plays second stones, and I think she's done quite well here. Trying to roll that shooter away And that is a pretty good soft peel. Opening up the front. That shooter's not going to be in the way of the out-turn draw. Maybe that red stone she ticked over might block the end turn, though.
24. О, 23 внимательно. 4.
You know, she
О, нормально.
might not have thrown a lot of tick shots. Berivan Polat playing second all week.
Berivan.
Tamam.
Hızlı.
Now, we've gone past the free guard zone, and Turkey will be allowed to start making these peels. Sounds pretty close here. Oh, just not enough to catch that back red.
Wow, really close.
Does make one guard fly.
Да-да-да.
3 нормально. Внимательно.
Есть 25.
О. О.
Нет. 4.
Нет. Нет.
4.
Стой.
4.
Что паникуете-то?
Сори.
Нет. Пас. О.
So it does take away the center guard, but only rolls a little bit, so that
Чуть пошире стало.
in-turn draw path is just not there at all now.
Well, at least you have the out turn.
They do.
And that's the one that curls.
That's true.
I'd say that's a good thing for Russia too, needing to bury a stone in there eventually. Seeing Maria Baksheva at 66% so far.
25.
Struggling a little bit with her draws this game, though, so
Нельзя. Начало будет?
we'll see where this one ends up, but it looks pretty good right now.
Сви. Сви. О, о, о.
Just going to pull up short.
Yeah.
It seems like a very automatic double for Turkey.
Yeah, I would think so.
Hızlı. Çok hızlı.
En hızlı.
2-3. Nereden vuracak? Buradan. Böyle olmaz o tarafa git. En hızlı.
Big weight here. Big arm extension, maybe too much.
Berivan.
Well, does get things flying. I think she's done well there.
Güzel.
See it again. Caught it a little too thin. But with that kind of weight, it still spills everything out.
Kaç? 2.44. Burada da bağla şimdi.
Маша. Маша. Комарова. 25-24.
Да, да, да. Валит сильно, девочки. Пусть чтобы упор был на тот камень.
Russia electing to throw the center guard.
Hızlı mı? Yep. Yep. Yep. Yep. Yep. Take.
No worries. No
Little
problem.
panic there, but she ends up making it.
I'd say
Полезть его доставать.
Russia might come around the guard
Там
here.
его просто снимают. Мне все равно придется себя вести. Если Владислав не достает, и это просто
Ну, она
второй.
сам в состоянии решить. Хотя, в принципе, все темп, почему бы и нет.
Можем взять тайм-аут, просто чтобы ты успокоилась, если
Да,
что.
я нормально. Мне кажется, давай с 4. Нам надо пройти, самое главное.
I think when you're one down here and like to make Turkey face 2 counters, so come around here
Я думаю, завозить надо, да, потому что
and hope for a miss or
поставить еще один.
peel of the guards or something, and be able to put their second stone in the house and leave Turkey looking at 2 reds. I'd say Vasilyeva has met her match today.
Да, линия. Да, линия. Молодец, Маша.
Being outplayed by Dilshat Yildiz so far.
Да, да, да.
This is looking like it's going to come up quite short.
Поближе, поближе. Да, да, да.
Well, if anything, it's a guard that's a bit closer to the center line, but not perfect.
Girelim mi
I don't
sence?
think you should be looking at peeling
Sarının
guards here.
göbeğinden vurursak tam ikisinin ortasını alıyor.
I think maybe I'd be tempted to throw a draw. Maybe
Girmeyelim.
practice your draw weight. What are you thinking?
I was thinking, if anything, maybe drawing open side to the
Ama bak,
back of
nereden
the-
çıkacağımızı işi yapalım.
back of the
Çıkalım,
four.
son bir taşı bizim bir taşımız.
Just maybe just good enough so Russia doesn't get shots thrown around the guard.
Yeah, exactly. And if they do throw a hit and roll, then they're going to be quite far back. And you have the exact same shot again for the win.
I gotta say, I don't like this at all. If your catch is high side, you might spin that top red off the one on the winger
And go
right back
right
into the house.
yeah.
And this guard's, you know, it's it's only another foot closer to the center line than the high yellow guard.
İkisi de guard'tı değil mi?
Oh well, let's see.
Buradan direkt
I think even making a double here is a big chance you're leaving your shooter in as a better guard too.
Yeah, I think if you're Russia, you're pretty happy that she's calling this right now.
This might be just a little bit of the inexperience showing. Although I think they've called a good game so far. I haven't seen too many mistakes.
Oo! Oo! Yap! Yap! Yap!
Oh well, but she's made a cracking shot. Well, whenever we doubt her,
She
Pull-
proves us wrong.
pulls out the good stuff. Wowie. That's... Well, you can't fault her for making shot time and time again.
No.
Looked like a scary call to me, but hey,
Fark ettim sonradan.
you call it, you make it, you're all good.
Yep. Prove everyone else wrong.
I guess the only downside is not having to play the draw on her first one, so it might just be a tad harder throwing a draw with her last stone here, having thrown a peel first. But yeah, I think she's left herself some more room to score though, but making Vasilyeva come even wider to find some cover.
Надо валить! Затирай! Да! Да, надо валить!
This One looks pretty good from the Russian skip. I don't think she could have played that any better.
No, that was pretty perfect.
It's got to be almost fully buried behind the center. Certainly no need to overbury it. Wanting to shrink the rings a little bit for Yiğides. Now needs about a nibble of the forfeit to win. Keeping in mind that they do have that 1 point lead, so even with a miss here, they will have an extra end.
Çok güzel bir soru.
Tam B maviye girmesi lazım.
And does that take some of the pressure off, do you think, knowing that?
Yeah, definitely.
Ama yardıma gelmiyor.
Then again, just like you said, she hasn't thrown a peel, or she has only thrown a peel. She hasn't thrown a draw in a while, so
55 bile.
there you go. So she's 92% on 9 draws, though. They should have pulled that up before I started speaking.
All right, last stone of the 10th end here. This is a draw for the win for Turkey. To win their 3rd game here. With 1 sweeper even. Can't really think of any more drama here as this stone coming down towards the forfeit, looking pretty good, I have to tell you. How far can they drag it? I think they drag it far enough. This is just an incredible last stone draw.
Wow.
I can't believe it. She's played an amazing game. Dilshad Yiğides. She's pulled out some incredible stuff today.
One yellow.
What
And
a
Turkey's going to win 9 shots to 7.
fantastic game. Yeah. Wow, what a great game by Turkey. 3 players
Wow.
showing such great resilience.
Well, I've never seen anything like it.
No. Wow.
Well, what started off as a bit of an open game has turned into quite the drama. And we've seen Turkey win their 3rd game. We're actually tied up with Russia now on the standings at a 3-5 record. That's a good step towards keeping their spot at the World Juniors. Well, if you stick around, we'll have some highlights for you from those 10 fantastic ends of play. First end, Turkey and Russia in the women's draw. It is Dilshad Yiğides, skip of Turkey, having to draw against a couple of Russian counters. No problems there. We'll find the forfeit. 1-0 Turkey after 1 end. In the second, we saw Yiğides make a really nice hit and roll to sit 1. But look at this angled run double to score 2 from Ulyana Vasilyeva. Russia leads 2-1.
Bilen kim yatıyor?
After blank in the 3rd, we skip along to the 4th. Trying to blank. Not able to push it far enough. Russia steals 1. In the 5th end, with the chance to blank. Surprising call from Turkey, actually drawing to the house to score their single. It would be 3-2 after 5 ends of play.
62'ydi.
In the 6th end, Ulyana Vasilyeva with a chance to draw and score 2. Just coming up all heavy. It's going to slip beyond the forfeit. And only scored the 1. Still leading the game 4 shots to 2. In the 7th end, Turkey with a really nice chance to score their 2. 1 sweeper, more than enough to get to the forfeit. Tied game after 7.
Hayır şu köşe.
In the 8th end, we'll see Turkey's last stone, making this lovely little double tap to the forefoot, leaving Vasilyeva
Ortadaki taş.
with quite some trouble, having to come through the port against 2 Turkish counters. Ends up actually picking out one of her own red stones, pushing another yellow into the house, and it's a steal of 4. Turkey up 8 shots to 4. In the 9th end, Russia doing a good job of setting up for a big end. Vasilyeva with a cool old tap to score 3, right back in it after 9. Well, in the 10th end, Russia lying 1. Last one draw for the win. Just an incredible last one draw with 1 sweeper to get to the forefoot. Turkey wins their 3rd. Final score, 9-7.
Bak ben oynamam.
Right, just going to update you on the other scores quickly. We saw Canada beat Japan 7 shots to 6. We had Switzerland beat Scotland 11 shots to 4. Korea, United States in an extra end at the moment. And we had Sweden beat Hungary 9 shots to 3. Tomorrow, we'll have more coverage for you at 2 o'clock local time. We'll have a big classic, Canada against Scotland. So please join us again for us here at the World Curling TV. See you tomorrow.